and welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam. Well, if you like to go to the polls and vote, 2026 is your banner year because you're going to have a lot of opportunities to vote this year. In fact, we even added an additional one for those of you that really love to vote. Senator Will Barfoot's here. Glad to have you back with us, buddy.
Man, I always enjoy being here with you,
And
Jack.
of course, now in August, we're going to have another election this year because of maps. Now, we need to let our viewers know that there are state maps and then there's federal maps.
Right.
But you, as in the legislature, put together the federal maps.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Every 10 years there's a census,
Right.
and then based on that census, the legislature's responsibility is to redraw maps for House members, Senate members at the state side of the equation, and also on the congressional districts as well as.
And that's just
Board
on the
of
House
Education.
side.
That's
because
correct.
obviously your U.S. senators vote go statewide.
That's
Yep.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
So after the 2020 census and the 2021 session, we actually drew the congressional maps. We drew state of Alabama House maps and state of Alabama Senate maps. And all of that was challenged in court. And here we are in 2026. So
still
long
playing the
process,
game.
still playing the game.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting twist and turns from a legal side of the equation, which involved a Louisiana court case that went up to the Supreme Court and affected nationwide, not just the Louisiana case, but had some impact.
How it can happen. And basically, so our viewers know, a congressional map for U.S. Congress, it's called the House of Representatives. So you are representing people.
Right.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
That's right.
You're not representing a car, you're representing people. So what they've got to do is find out that any district, and there's 7 congressional districts in the state of Alabama,
Right.
on the U.S. side. In those 7 districts, each one of them should have a proportionate amount of people
Correct.
to represent the whole state. And it's based on people.
That's right. So on the congressional side of the equation, every district has the exact same number of people.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception, I think there are 2 districts that actually have one more person because you can't divide. We have the total number of people in the state of Alabama, voters, non-voters, children, doesn't matter. You divide that up by 7, and that's how you come up with each district.
Right. And these are, and you mentioned a key point. This is not people that vote.
That's right.
This is the population, because you as a state senator right now, you're representing a 7-year-old kid as well as a voter.
That's right. And on the congressional side, as I said, that is an exact number. The state Senate and the state House side of the equation, there are a little bit more variables there. We've got a plus or minus 5%. But it's very interesting to see how that case progressed, and ultimately what we have now is the courts have decided, at least for now, that the maps that we drew in the state Senate map and in the congressional map, that they're allowing us to run those races based on the maps that we drew, not the maps that the court drew.
Okay. So basically, from the state side, obviously you're in District 25.
Right.
And there are probably, there's more senators in this state, obviously. How many total senators?
35 senators and 105 House members in the state.
On the state side, you got the 35 senators, and they're representing, there's 67 counties, so obviously you're going to get a couple more counties that they're representing.
Sure. That's right. Every senator represents approximately 150,000 individuals, and again, that regardless of age or voting or anything else, about 150,000 plus or minus a few percent, which means in certain areas, obviously in the more rural areas of the state, for instance, a senator may represent 7, 8, 9 counties, and then there are some areas of the state where you may be in a 15-mile radius is all you represent, just because of the
Birmingham,
That's
the
right,
big
Huntsville.
metro areas,
Right.
Huntsville,
That's right.
and of course Mobile. And then obviously now, from the congressional side of U.S. Congress,
Right.
it's now there's District 1, 2, and 2 more that are going to be up for the August vote.
That's correct. 1, 2, 6, and 7.
6 and 7.
Correct.
And 6 and 7. 7 is basically over in the Black Belt area.
It is West Alabama on into Birmingham.
Mm-hmm. And 6 is Birmingham also.
It is. That's correct. And south now till part of Elmore County is actually in District 6, and part of it's in District 2.
So it's divided in the middle.
It is divided.
I remember one time voting, and my neighbor was voting different from me across the street. Yeah, that's the dividing line was right down Redland Road. Yeah. So now basically District 1 is going to be predominantly the Mobile area.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And District 2 now is expanded. Does it pick up the Dothan area now?
It does. It goes from Montgomery, Elmore County, south through Crenshaw, Bullock, Barber, along the Georgia line, Henry, Houston, and so it's kind of the old District 2, which is kind of the southeast corner of the state.
Mm-hmm. So from our viewers' perspective, if you went to the polls in May for the primaries, you did not see representatives for those districts on that ballot.
There were districts, but there were representatives in those districts, but those districts have changed, and that's the reason the August the 11th primary, based on the map that we drew, the elected officials in Alabama drew, is going to be there rather than the court order.
So that'll be, and we're showing pictures of this as we speak.
Good.
So basically, what happens on the 11th, there's no runoff.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And the reason that was done, it is odd, but the reason that was done is because the time frame of which the court order came down. You remember we were running under a court order map. When we went back into a special session, we said, hey, we don't have the authority to do this, but if the court changes, vacates that order, mandating us to run on the court order map, then we would revert to what we did in the earlier 20s to our map that we drew. And in order to accomplish that, there are certain federal guidelines and state guidelines about length of time that a person needs to be able to get a ballot and ballot access and military overseas. So that is a very tight window. So the only way we could put it back to where we drew it and use the map that we drawn rather than the court order map was to do it in that fashion.
Okay, and we just need to let our viewers know before we leave, this is an important because you're going to vote either for your Democratic representative who will represent you in the ballot in November.
Correct.
This is not the final deal. Correct. And also a Republican. So get out and vote for the people you want to see that'll be on that ballot in November. Will, thank you for everything you do.
Jack.
You're great. You're a great senator.
Thank you.
And you're always willing to do things for us and the people.
Amen.
And we'll be right back right after this.